ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया शृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मेधा देवी जुषमाणा न आगाद् विश्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्य माना त्वया जुष्टानुगमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेव विदथे सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टऋषिर्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्रीरुतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वत्र विनो न मेधे मेधां म इन्द्रो ददातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विना वुभावा धत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधा सुरभिर्जुषत स्वाहा आमा मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगति जगम्या ऊर्जस्वती पयसा बिन्वमाना सा मां मेधा सुप्रतीकाजुषन्ताम् मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयीन्द्र इन्द्रियं दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो दधातु हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसः प्रचोदयात् ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात् स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dantih Prachodayat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loving pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Lord, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba Varu. With Bhagavan's divine blessings, the Sri Satya Sai Samyukta Shruti Shreni brings you episode 29 of its once a month lecture series entitled Gama ãgama, to disseminate the Vedic knowledge, because the Vedas are the repositories of Indian culture. The lecture series intends to provoke thought based on the teachings of Bhagavan Baba on how to harmonize the ancient culture with the needs of the modern world to lead life governed by truth, righteousness, and peace, and above all, love towards all living beings. This platform provides an exposure to students of Indian culture along with their normal studies to acquaint themselves with the knowledge of spirituality for practice. It is indeed a matter of great blessing, honor, and privilege for me to invite all the participants to be the part of this divine satsang. Today, we have with us a noble couple, pious and devoted and dedicated to the service of our dear Lord Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba Varu. We have with us Srimati Shyamali Ghosh and Sri Shyamali Ghosh. Few words about both of them. Srimati Shyamali Ghosh's family has been blessed to be in Swami's fold since 1965, and she has been taking Balvikas classes at her residence in Jalpaiguri since 1971, and she continues to do so in Kolkata to this day. She chose to pursue advanced Vedic studies after being inspired by Swami, and during her MA and MPhil courses, she studied the glories of the Vedas. Swami's divine grace enabled her to obtain gold medal in M.Phil course. She then started teaching Sanskrit at prestigious institutions including Sri Ramakrishna Mission Institute of Culture, Sri Gokhale Memorial High School, and Sri Gokhale Memorial College, etc. She gave presentations on Vedic science for environmental purification at the C2 and the British Council on several occasions. She participated in an interactive session at IIT Roorkee as well as at the radio program in Wisconsin, Madison, and at the Madison Central Library in South Dakota on Indian heritage and environmental purification. Coming to Sri Shyamali Ghosh ji, he, after having graduated from BE College in Shibpur in electrical engineering in 1972, spent over 46 years designing industrial air pollution control systems for business in India and overseas. He presented a research paper at the international conference at Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning Prashanthi Nilayam campus in December 2008 on energy and the environment with a focus on air pollution control for sustainable economic growth. As a visiting professor, he taught courses at Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Vrindavan, Whitefield, and Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning on the use of bioscience in air pollution control, Vedic science for environmental purification, and air pollution control for sustainable development. He taught Vedic science for environmental purification and air pollution control at South Dakota University, USA, and at North Bengal University, and also at IIT Roorkee, respectively. With these few words, on behalf of all of you, I take privilege to invite the noble couple to share their wisdom gained over several years of dedicated service at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Jai Sai Ram. Over to Srimati Shyamali Ghosh and Sri Shyamali Ghosh ji. Sai Ram.
श्रुतं मे गोपाय
Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Bhadram Karnihi Shrinuamadevaः Bhadram Pashyema Kshaviryajatraः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः यशेम देवहितैयदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Offering my pranams and gratitude at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Loving Sai Ram to all, invoking the divine blessings of Bhagavan Baba, we wish you and your family the new year 2023 filled with good health, happiness, peace and prosperity. Feeling blessed to be a part of Sri Satya Sai Shruti Sreni as an instrument of Bhagavan Baba in his divine mission. We know that the protection of environment is now a global issue, and it is not an isolated problem of any particular area or nation. When all over the world we are struggling for a better environment, all human efforts to preserve nature in the name of planting trees, restraining the use of plastic and opting for eco-friendly products have a little impact on the health of the planet. The need of this hour, therefore, is total change in our outlook, wholesome approach and holistic view. Bhagavan Baba says there is pollution everywhere, in air, water, food and so on. Human misdeeds coupled with his evil thoughts and feelings have degraded environment. It is high time to wake up and to be aware of the lofty and insightful life vision of our ancient rishis. We have to learn respecting nature from the lifestyle of our environment-friendly heritage. Our treatment of ancient Vedic wisdom was a divine mission of Yugavatara Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. He declared, I have come to instruct all the essence of the Vedas, to protect the ancient wisdom and to preserve it. If the injunctions given in the Vedas are followed by mankind, they will be free from affliction. The welfare of the nation and the prosperity of the world are dependent on the Vedas. Veda Purusha Bhagavan Baba assured us, India is a Veda-ruled land of Vedas, can never be Vedana-ruled, the land of anguish. Vedo Akhila Dharmamila, repository of all knowledges. He said, dive deep into the past and bring out the priceless pearls. So, today, we are trying to dive deep into the fathomless ocean of Vedas to bring out a few priceless pearls of Vedic wisdom, which will show us the way of protecting the environment of our planet. The power of nature is clearly known to the whole world. Baba says, natural calamities like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, droughts, floods, which are the result of disturbances in the balance of nature, are caused by reckless exploitation of natural resources. He said, man seeks to enjoy the benefits of nature without any restraint or regulation. The result is the imbalance of nature, which has grave consequences. Can we bring back cosmic harmony to avoid all these calamities?
Years to recap. The development of our planet began some 4.6 billion years ago, and Earth has gone through staggering geological changes since that time. Simultaneously, the ways in which man has used and treated the Earth, it has undergone drastic changes. Our heritage and tradition inculcated values and respect for nature in our minds. But over time, we have lost our ways. Instead of restoring, we are destroying our habitat in order to lead an increasingly lavish and technology-dependent life.
The climate crisis and environmental purification have now become a moral issue for the mankind. Let us try to understand what is environment. The word environment comes from the French word environ, which means surrounding. In Sanskrit, the word paryavarana is used for environment. Parita avaranam paryavaranam. So, paryavaranam includes water, air, sky, land, human beings, other living creatures, plants, and the interrelation among all elements and all entities that surround us. Ancient Indian civilization did not face environment-related problems as acutely as in recent times, because our ancestors believed that every step of human life is controlled by nature and environment. So, as Baba says, tread softly. Treat nature like a friend, respect like a mother, obey like a father, care like a child. People in India in Vedic times had great reverence to each of the constituents of the nature, and they tried to preserve them carefully. All elements of nature are given special importance in the Vedas and are presented as reservoirs of miraculous powers. The Vedic seers attributed divinity to all the elements of nature. In Vedas, the natural forces have been identified with different deities and worshipped as different devatas like Agni Devata, Surya Devata, Vayu Devata, and so on. Disturbing the environment means impairing the wrath of nature, the wrath of deities. The Vedas have repeatedly told men to respect nature, and therein lies the seed of conservation. So, attitude of the people in India towards nature was not dominating, but rather they treated the entire universe as one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and considered themselves as a small part of the entire cosmos. According to the Vedas, the entire universe is a manifestation of that supreme consciousness. In the beginning, there was nothing. The nameless, formless, attributeless, absolute, supreme divinity Brahman willed, I am one, let me be many. So ãgama bohusyam prajayeveti. Taittiriya Upanishad. Idagum sarvam asrijat yadidam kincha. Taittiriya Upanishad. Thus the whole creation manifested from him by his will. In Purusha Suktam, Rigveda, we find the creation of three lokas. Nafya asidantariksham sheshna dvyo samavartata padhyam bhumi disho shrotra tatha lokagum kalpana. From the navel of that supreme Purusha was produced the antariksha. Dulaka came into existence from his head. The bhumi evolved out of his feet. Thus the three lokas were formed. Tasmat vayu tasmat atmana akashas sambhuta. Akashad vayu, vayad agni, agni apaha, adhyat prithivi, prithibhya oshadaya. Taittiriya Upanishad, Shukla Yajurveda. From that supreme consciousness arises that, it is Krishna Yajurveda. From that supreme consciousness arises space. From space arises air. From air arises heat energy like sun, lightning, tejas. From tejas arises water, apa. From water arises earth, prithvi. The permutation and combination of basic elements of nature result in the origin of various forms of creation. Then, after creating, Brahman enters into the universe as its life force or consciousness. Tat srishtva tadeva anupravisha, Taittiriya Upanishad. Imani prithvi, vayu, akasha, apo jyotimshi. Aitareya Upanishad. It has been mentioned in Aitareya Upanishad that Panchabhutas or 5 elements, earth, water, fire, space, air, are manifested from Brahman. They are interrelated and interdependent. Bhagavan Baba said, we have to realize that nature is manifestation of God. Hence, nature should not be ignored. The harmonious functioning of these Panchabhutas is the basis of entire life systems of Earth. Any disturbance in them disturbs the natural balance in the environment and affects the life of all the living creatures. The 5 elements are the vesture of God. Use them moderately and with wisdom, with fear, with humility, said Bhagavan Baba. He also said, man should treat nature with reverence. He had no right to talk of conquering nature or exploiting the forces of nature. He must proceed to visualize in nature its divinity. And then only the invaluable human birth becomes meaningful with the experience of divinity and oneness in each atom of the universe. The 5 elements created by God are all pure and sacred. There is nothing wrong with them whatsoever. It is man's misuse, misconduct that has caused them all to have become polluted. Our ancestors were respectful and mindful towards all these elements, as they were very well aware of this fact that nature is an integral part of their well-being. They looked at every entity of nature with the eyes of a friend and a sympathizer. Mitra syaham chakshusha sarvani bhutani samikshe. Mitrasya chakshusha samikshamani. Jayurveda. From the time immemorial, in the art of saving nature, the far-sighted Vedic seers realized the importance of environment and suggested measures for its protection. In the Vedas, the ill effects of unnecessary and indecent tampering with natural elements have also been stated in many mantras. Human beings have also been taught that the consequences of destroying the environmental balance will be harmful for the entire creation. Bhagavan Baba said, the fundamental cause of our environmental problem is man's greed, selfishness, disregard towards the laws of nature, caused by excessive desire. Man has to make use of it within limits. When man tampers with nature recklessly, it reacts adversely and trouble arises. In order to protect nature, man has to place ceiling on desire. India's great leader, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi said, the world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. We must enjoy only as much as we need. As stated in Ishopanishad, Shukla Yajurveda, Ishavasya Vidam Sarvam, Jatkincha Jagatyam Jagat, Tena Tyaktena Vunjita, Ma Bhuidha Kasya Siddhanam. Meaning, everything in the universe is pervaded by Almighty God. One should enjoy this world by giving up greed. From this Vedic mantra, it is clear that this world belongs to all living beings. But as a child is entitled to enjoy the milk from mother, and the bee is entitled to enjoy the honey from flowers, there can be no objection to man enjoying the resources of nature. But as a result of uncontrolled desires and reckless exploitation of natural resources, nature is exhibiting frightening disorders. Simple living and high thinking was the motto of Vedic way of life. In Vedic age, people dwell in natural surroundings so that they can always experience the all-pervading presence of God in all elements, in all entities. Vedic hymns related to environment have a detailed description of all these 5 cosmic elements called Panchabhutas. Each of them, like a compassionate mother, nurtures us, sustains us, protects, and by giving us food, water, air, land, natural resources. But unfortunately, all these invaluable gifts are often taken for granted. Ungrateful human beings are abusing nature with unbridled greed and selfishness, while other species continue to live within their prescribed limits, respecting the laws of nature. It is essential for mankind to treat the environment in respectful and sustainable manner. Art or Shiti is the grossest of all the elements. It is the last one in the order of origin. In Bhumi Sittam Atharva Veda, Mother Earth has been depicted as a most beautiful, benevolent, nurturing, bountiful mother. Earth is my mother, I am her son. Prithvi Mata Putraham Pithibhyaha. Hence, as offspring of Mother Earth, it is the duty of all to protect and enrich her. Our attitude to such a compassionate Mother Nature should be full of reverence and love. Some devout people till today start their daily routine with a prayer to Mother Earth. Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale Vishnu Patni Namastupyam Padaspasham Shama Swami. Ocean are your garment, mountains are your best. O consider Vishnu, forgive me for treading on you. Dancers and sportsmen still bow down and touch the Mother Earth to express their gratitude and reverence before starting their performances. Bhagavan Baba says, pollution outside is the reflection of pollution inside our minds. A righteous person with a heart full of human values can never commit any action that can harm other entities that are present in the environment, because he realizes that each life, each form of creation has a crucial role to play in the grand scheme of cosmos. Himsha or injury to anyone or anything is adharma, against the cosmic law. In Bhumi Suttam Atharva Veda, the seer says, Prithivi Matar Ma Hinsi, Ma Aham Tvama. O Mother Earth, do not torment us, let us also not torment you. Prayed in Atharva Veda, the seer said, Yatti Bhumi Vikhanami, Shikram Tadapi Rohatu, Mati Marma, Bimrit Bari, Mati Vidam Arpitam. O Earth, What I dig out of thee, quickly shall that grow again. May I not, O pure one, injure thy heart. The verse is clearly speaking about the misuse of natural resources and its harmful effect on the environment. It is advising human beings to control greed and utilize the resources given by Mother Earth in a useful way without hurting the nature in this process. In the name of current activities such as unregulated and harmful mining, we are busting and cracking the earth. We are damaging forests, mountains on the earth, and thus we are inflicting pain on our Mother Earth. As a result, we are getting use of natural calamities like floods, earthquakes, forest fires, frightening diseases every now and then from every part of the world. The Prithvi Sutta of Atharva Veda clearly recognizes the importance of maintaining the seasonal cycle, which are nowadays getting altered due to climate change because of global warming. These are largely because of inappropriate human activities which are interfering nature and environment. Vishwaste Bhumi Varshani Sarat Hemanta Shishiro Vasanta Vitavaste Vehita Hayani Ragaratri Prithivi No Duhana. O earth, your summer, rainy season, autumn, pre-winter, winter, spring, all your ordained seasons should come and shower us with abundance. In this sutta, the earth is described as Vishwambhara, Vasudhani Pratishtha, Hiranya Vaksha, Jagato Niveshani, Atharva Veda. The famous mantra indicates environmental consciousness of our Vedic seers. Bhumi, O Prithivi, our mother, you are Vishwambhara, Jagato Niveshani, abode of all. The earth is made not only for the human beings, but also for all other four-legged creatures on the planet also. Tvam vivashi dvipada stam jadushpadaha, Atharva Veda. In the Shanti Mantra Purusha Sutta, from the seer, from the mantra we can see the seers utters the mantra for the welfare of all. Shavino vastu dvipade shanchadushpade. May all the two-legged creatures be happy. May all the four-legged creatures be happy. In the Purusha Sutta, Rig Veda, we also find Pashurun Stagum Shchakli Vayabhyan Aranyan Ramyashchaye. Birds, those fly in the air, Vayabhyan. All the wild animals, Aranya. Domestic animals, Ramyashchaye, are also the essential part of nature and environment. All have importance in various ways and all should be safe, protected and healthy. Second element, water, ãgama, occupies a primary place in the cosmological order in Veda. Water covers 3/4 of the surface of earth. But surprisingly, in spite of such an abundance of this gift of God, pure drinking water has become a scarce commodity. In the Rig Veda, Nasadya Suttam, the seer says that in the beginning there was nothing. The first element was the primal water without any attribute. Agri apraketan sariram idam sarvam. Rig Veda, Apo Vaidam Sarinam Agri Asit. Taittiriya Upanishad. What is essential to all forms of life? Life cannot be imagined without water. The significance of water for life was well known to all the Vedic seers. The seer says, because of your presence, the atmosphere is so refreshing and imparts us with vigor and strength. Aponishtha mayofubasta naurye dadhatana. According to Rig Veda, there are 5 forms of pure water as a part of human environment. Protect all beings. They are rainwater that comes from Gyuluka, natural springs, Sravanti, wells and canals, Kanitrima, lakes, Swanja, rivers that flow towards the sea, Samudratha. Ya aku dipya udva Sravanti Kanitrima, Utavaya Swanja, Samudratha Yashuchaya, Fabagasta aku Devi Ihamavantu. These sources of pure water should not be polluted. Rivers are also called best mother among mothers, best of all goddesses. Nadyo Mati Gama, Rigved. Amri Tame, Nadi Tame, Devi Tame, Rigved. In other words, the Vedas advises all to allow the pure water to flow freely as river and make the environment pollution free. Shuddhana apas tve sharantu. Many mantras stating the importance of water are found in Vedas, in Rig Veda. It is said water is certainly a form of medicine. Water is one who cures diseases. Apa idva hu veshaji apa ami vajatanihi. Water is the medicine of all living beings. Apa sarvasya veshaji sta kunyuvantu veshajam. Rigved. There is nectar in water, there is medicines in water, so we admire water in the Hindu. Apsu anta amridam, apsu veshajam, apam unta prashastai. Apa punit veshajam, bartham tanve mama, yokcha suryam vishe. O water, you are abundantly filled with medicinal herbs. Please protect me, protect my body, so that I can see sun for a long time. Apasuttam. These waters remove all our impurities. Idam apa prabhata yat kinchat duridam mahi. Diseases are cured by water, so it is called the greatest healer. Vishadvya vishakkala apo acha badamasi. Atharva Suttam. Atharva Veda. The ancient Indians, knowing water as a vital element for life, inspiration has been given in the Vedas to keep them pure. Yajurveda has given strict instruction, Ma apo ashadhi hinshi. Yajurveda do not pollute water and medicinal herbs. Unfortunately, man has exploited water bodies in the most heinous manner. And water is so important, yet its pollution is increasing continuously. Water pollution has damaged the health and beauty of the water bodies, the well-being of the aquatic species, and the overall health of the planet. It has also negatively impacted the quality of plants, trees, crops. It is to be remembered that in the wellness of life-enriching waters, the wellness of the entire cosmos depends. Seeing the importance of water, order has been given in the Vedas to make water free from pollution. It has been said that one should not urinate or spit in water. It was said that excrement should not be discarded in waters of the river. No atsu, mutram, purisham, ujjam, no nishtiget, tetirivarana. Rain is also another source of pure water. But today, due to cutting of trees and expansion of industries and for the use of various chemicals, there is no rain, no favorable rain, or sometimes acid rain. And because of these, not only agriculture but the whole environment is being affected. In those days, yajna was a method of bringing rain. Yajna Bhagati Paradiyana Gita. Rain giving clouds origin because of yajna. Our ancestors used to perform Vedic rituals like Karili Ishti to bring rain along with powerful mantras. Nikami Nikami Na Parjanyo Varshatu. This is a very powerful mantra from the Yajurveda. If it is chanted with strong conviction, the clouds have to form, the clouds have to form. It has to rain, it has to rain. Surely there will be a heavy downpour. Mitra and Varuna are the two deities who are worshipped in Vedas to be the bringers of rain in many hymns. Mitra Varuna Vishyadipati To Mam Avatam Atharva Veda. But irony of time that rampant pollution has contaminated our rivers and groundwaters. Water is misused and abused so much that in our present time we need to have purifiers to drink water. We are unmindful of diminishing water levels. Baba says, my life is my message. Baba once said to the students, I do not waste a drop of water because water is God. Air is also a form of God. That is why I switch off fan immediately. I go to other room. Let us all respect water as the most sacred manifestation of God, and we should not waste water. Third element is Tejas, has its own special importance among the 5 elements. In the form of sun, lightning and fire, these elements gives us light and heat in 3 lokas. In Gayatri Mantra, the rising sun, God, as a God, is worshipped as Savita, who purifies the intellect and the environment. This mantra says that sun is the soul of the universe. It is from Rig Veda. Surya Atma Jagatastas Tushasya. The sun protects the universe, Samveda. Dharta Diva Kvanasya Vishwadi. In all the 4 Vedas, sun has been considered as the huge source of energy. Sunlight serves as one of the best natural air purification systems created by God. Sun is also a destroyer of pollution. This is mentioned in Atharva Veda. This mantra, Utaprastat Surya Eta Dushtancha Gnan Adrushtancha Sarvancha Pravinan Krimi. It means that sunlight has the ability to destroy all types of polluted bacteria and microbes, visible and invisible. Now, air pollution is blocking life-giving sun rays by creating smog in all cosmopolitan big cities of the world. It results in global warming, climate change and devastation in the whole earth. God has already covered up with ozone layer that filters the harmful rays of the sun and protects the earth. It is amazing to note that Rig Veda makes a clear reference to the presence of a Mahat, great, Ulvam, protective layer, which we know, which we found in Yajurveda. Mahadulvam Staviram Tadasi Prabhivesha Stapaha. Today, because of air pollution, depletion or the hole formation is being found in the ozone layer that absorbs 99% of harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. This is making us all anxious because of its devastating effects on human health. Agni is considered to be the most powerful purifier or Pavaka. He is provider of energy. Agninava Ayam Loka Jyotishman. This world is illuminated by the fire only. Agni is omnipresent. Fire is present everywhere in a latent manner and purifies everything. In body as Vaishwana Agni, in water as electricity, in inanimate objects like stones and trees in a passive manner. That is why when 2 stones or pieces of wood are rubbed against each other, fire is kindled. By igniting fire in substances, man purifies air, water, food. Fire is the ultimate helper in destroying germs and pollution in the environment. Then comes Vayu, the manifestation of His Almighty. Life cannot exist without air. However, air is invisible and ethereal. One can appreciate the omnipotence of divinity by observing the power of this element. The Vedic seers knew the importance of air or life. In Taittiriya Upanishad, in Shanti Mantra, the seer prays to Vayu as an embodiment of supreme divinity. Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami. Salutation to Brahman, salutation to Vayu. You verily are the visible Brahman. You are alone, I declare, as the visible Brahman. Air is an omnipresent element pervading the whole universe as well as inside the body as 5 types of prana, prana, pan, saman, udan, vayan, as stated in Taittiriya Upanishad. In the Atharva Veda, Vayu is called prana. Vatoha prana uchyate, Atharva Veda. Vayu pranam dadhatuni, Atharva Veda. Air is treasure of immortality and it gives us life. Yadatu vadate grihe amritasya nidhi. Significance of air is highlighted in Vedic verses. Uta vata pitasi na uta vratota na sakha. Rigved. O air, you are your father, the protector, the friend. Mayopuva Vatu Avivata, Rigveda. Bring me welfare and happiness. Let wind blow in the form of medicine. You are verily the nectar. Avata Vahi Veshajam, Tvanki Vishwa Veshaja, Devanam Duta Yiyase. Rigveda. Unpolluted air is the medicine for all. It is a physician that annihilates pollution and imparts health and humanity, life to the people of the world. Air is the messenger of God. Trees plays an important role in making the air pollution free. So, our ancestors had great reverence for trees. In Rudra, trees are identified as Almighty Lord Rudra. Namo Vrikshe Hariteshe Badanam Patay Namaha Oshadinam Patay Namaha Vrikshanam Patay Namaha. Baba says, trees play a vital role in helping mankind to receive oxygen from the atmosphere while they absorb the carbon dioxide exhaled by human beings. Hence, the ancients favored the growing of trees to control atmospheric pollution, but nowadays trees are cut down indiscriminately and pollution is on the increase. Dasho Putra Sama Drumaha in Vriksha Upanishad. It has been said, one tree is like 10 suns. It is also said in Atharva Veda, the tree protects human beings from the ocean of sorrows and pollution also. So it is called Taru. Tarayati Pranina Pradushanat Dukkha Sagarat iti Taru. The plant ecology has a great importance to keep the environment in balance. The ocean Suktam in Rigveda addresses plants and vegetables as mother. Shatam Ma'amba Dhamani Sahasram Utatu Guha Rigveda. O mother, hundreds are your birthplaces and thousands are your shoots. Oshadhayas te moolam mahisi Yajurveda. Do not injure the roots of medicinal herbs. In Rigveda, 10th Mandala, Aranyani Suttam, says, forest is pure life energy, sustainer of the ecosystem of planet Earth. Strict order by our ancestors. Itesham sarva vrikshanam chedana naiva karayat. We should never cut trees, Baba said. We are cutting down trees with the increase of pollution. As a result, today there is deficient supply of oxygen. In this way, we are ourselves inviting dangers to us. According to Vedic thought, yajna purifies the environment, and it is beneficial for both individual and community. Yajna vaishveshtatamam karma. Ayam yajna bhuvanasya navihi. Bhagavan Baba says, ritual sacrifices please the deities presiding over the forces of nature. Chandogya Upanishad says, Yashovai yajna yoyam pavati. Rigveda says, perform yajna to purify the air. Idam sarvam punati. Tasmat esha eva yajna. Rigveda. Ingredients like cow's ghee, sweets, nutritious grains like jawar, brie, aromatic herbs like ilach, darchini, antibiotic herbs like Gokhale, sandalwood, and camphor, agaru are offered as oblation in fire and burnt. They purify the atmosphere. Research shows that after the fire ceremony, it is amazing that there is a great impact on bacterial reduction. The smoke of Havan works like an inhalation therapy as stated in Ayurveda. Bhagavan Baba said, the sages of past were not ignorant fools, and the mantras and rites they framed and prescribed were not born of amateur enthusiasm. They are the results of wisdom and actual experience. People who are aware of this truth can never take the hymns and mantras and yajna in a casual manner. Thus, ancient Indians therefore emphasized that unpolluted, pure air is a source of good health, happiness, and long life. Last comes Akasha. First, this is the first one in origin. Tasmad va etasmad atmana Akasha Sambhuta. From the all-pervading supreme divinity, absolute space or Akasha, Mahakasha, was born first. One of the most enchanting verse of Rigveda says, heaven is my father, brother, my friend. Dyor me pita janita naviratra bandhurimi. Rigveda. Our ancestors were respectful towards the space also, and were very much cautious that the space is free from pollution. It is the most subtle element. Akashasya guna shabdaha. The space refers to ether and the element that is spread everywhere, even inside the body. Sava yeshu antarindiyo akashaha. Its guna or property is sound. So, tranquility in both inner and outer akasha is desirable. Modern environmentalists discussed sound or noise pollution. The collective impact of disturbing sounds is found to be explosively damaging and more dangerous for our ecosystem than the pollution of air and water. Bhagavan Baba says, Vedas embody the cosmic sound. They embody the Shabda Brahman They pervade the cosmos. Primordial rhythms of Veda mantras bring about harmony within and outside an individual on the cosmic level. The appropriate ordering and controlling of the frequency and intensity in Vedic mantra creates soothing effects on environment and strengthens the healthy functioning of body and mind. The correct pronunciation of each Vedic syllables and letter, along with appropriate accents, is absolutely essential, and it imparts a mystic effect. Bhagwan Baba says, there is pollution everywhere. So we will have to be cautious of every sound. The subtle sound produced by evil thoughts, evil sentiments like jealousy, ego, anxiety, anger, which are the result of excessive desires or attachments, have harmful effects on both external and the internal environment. Gayatri Mantra is the crown of Veda mantras. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Proper chanting of this powerful Gayatri mantra in proper intonation has the power to heal body and mind as well as to sanctify the whole atmosphere of the universe. Is there any scientific explanation for all this?
Yes, there are certainly scientific explanations supported by research activities carried out in India as well as some overseas countries. As we have already understood, that environmental purification in Vedic ways takes place through chanting of Veda mantras with proper pronunciation and intonation, as well as performing yagnas as per the directions given in the Vedas. Homagunda, pit for igniting fire into which the oblations are offered, and Vedika are constructed following prescribed method. Materials used for Somayaga have extraordinary energetic properties, and mantras chanted evolve strong positive vibrations, purifying the surrounding atmosphere. The mantras and rites are the results of wisdom and actual experience. They lead to bliss and self-realization. The offering made in the sacred fire during yagna create antiseptic atmosphere in the environment, which help us in breathing purified, healthy air as the bacteria are killed and the suspended particulate matters are controlled. Particles of ghee are atomized immediately on coming in contact with fire. Heat energy is converted into mechanical spinning of the atoms of ghee. Spinning atoms of ghee agglomerate the suspended particulate matters to fall on earth by gravity, thus cleaning the surrounding atmosphere. The design of the Yagna is made in such a way as a reverse pyramid inside the earth surface. Air entry to the bottom is reduced and fire remains alive for a long time. Oxygen from the air consumed being very less, carbon dioxide production is also reduced quite considerably. Agnihotra is performed before Shyamal. It is conducted by burning pieces of dried cow dung with ghee in a copper pyramid. It is performed at sunrise and sunset, offering some grains of rice to the fire already made, with appropriate short mantras chanted. Energy transmission in the cosmos happens through waves. Solar energy reaches us through solar waves. Rhythmic chanting of Veda mantras, as well as universal auspicious sounds of conch shell, bell, drum, etc., create waves of different patterns so as to intercept bad effects in the incoming solar waves, blocking the damaging effects while allowing the good effects of the solar or cosmic waves reach the Earth's surface. Researches have been carried out on the effect of radio frequency waves on suspended particulate matters. There are basically two effects: mechanical push through energy transmission and or charging the particle surface with static electricity. Both the effects reduce concentration of particulate matters in the environment. Vedic mantras chanted properly also generate special frequency waves which work towards reduction in air pollution in the surrounding atmosphere. Life energy meters are used for detecting new energy changes in the air surrounding ceremonial places, where Vedic rituals or yagnas are performed as per Vedic injunctions, following certain rules and regulations. The big Vedic ceremony Shyamal is described in terms of intensive and dynamic changes and transformation of life energy. The tragic incident at Bhopal occurred on the night of December 3, 1984, when the poisonous gas leaked from Union Carbide factory. Hundreds of people died and thousands were hospitalized. But there are two families, those of Sri Shoman Lal Kujwar and Sri M.L. Rathore, living about 1 mile from the plant, who came out unaffected. These families were regularly performing Agni Yatra. However, details are given in the internet.
Yajna or havans ordained in scriptures are difficult for everyone to perform nowadays. Yugavadala, Veda Bhushan Bhagavan Baba often prescribed Pancha Maha Yajna as the obligatory sacred duty for a householder. These are to be performed on a daily basis as a way of life. These are the expression of our gratitude, love, and sacred duty towards the creation in our ecosystem. Panchava ete mahayajnaha, deva yajna, pitri yajnaha, manushya yajnaha, bhuta yajnaha, brahma yajnaha iti. Tetirivadana. Of all the 5 duties, bhuta yajna involves one in taking part in the improvement of ecological balance through taking care of the animals and the other beings, planting trees, sustaining water bodies, and preserving the environment in all aspects. The Indian culture is suffused with deep affinity and unbounded reverence for nature. As given in Madhumati Suttam, Rigveda, our ancestors living amidst the sylvan surroundings and concerned about the preservation of the pristine purity of the environment, prayed, Om Madhubata Vitayate Madhukshayanti Sindavaha Marvirna Santoshati Madhuna Tantoshati Madhumad Parthivan Rajaha Madhudvarvastuna Pita Madhuman Manaspati Madhuman Astu Surya. May the winds blow sweetly, may the rivers flow sweetly, may the herbs be sweet to us and beneficial to us. Thus, may the sun also be sweet and benevolent to us. Pollution outside is a reflection of pollution inside our minds. As long as a sense of concern, love, and respect for nature is not developed, all materialistic efforts of environment protection would remain superficial and futile. The very first verse of Bhumi Sutta opens with a bold statement: Satyam Rihat Ritam Ukram Diksha Tapo Brahma Yajna Prithivim Dharayanti. Atharva Veda. The earth is affelled is sustained by truth, satya, righteousness, dedication, penance, eternal cosmic law, rhythm. Cosmic law governs everything in the cosmos that keeps harmony in the environment and reduces chaos to cosmos. That one supreme soul alone indwells all beings, and that one becomes manifold. Eko vashi sarva bhutantaratma ekam rupam bahudaya karati rupam rupam prati rupam prabhuva. Eko vashi, this mantra is from Kathopanishad. Love, respect, and concern for nature cannot be possible without glimpsing the immanent presence of that supreme being in each atom of the creation. Bhagavan Baba, the supreme divinity in human form, once declared, I separated myself from myself to love myself. Love is the source of creation. Love is the form of God. So, the essence of spiritual sadhana is giving love to everyone, offering selfless service at every opportunity possible. It is encapsulated in Sri Sathya Sai Baba's famous dictum, love or sarva. Our spiritual journey requires that we expand our love beyond our family and ourselves, and to widen our love to encompass the whole nature. It will help us to realize oneness with nature, the embodiment of God, the invaluable gift from God. And that is why being spiritual means to be environment friendly. This idea of oneness, close connection with the environment, we have seen in the life of Sri Ramakrishna and many other elevated souls. In a state of samadhi, Sri Ramakrishna once stood in front of a patch of green grass and experienced intense pain when a person walked over the grass. When the true realization of Sarvam Brahmamayam or Advaita Bhava arises in us, then only by taking care of the environment, we feel we are taking care of ourselves. And by hurting the environment, we will feel that we are hurting ourselves. There can be no solution to the environmental crisis within bringing about this fundamental change in our outlook. Let us all pray together, asking He is Almighty to enlighten us, to calm down the wrath of environment, to fill the entire cosmos with eternal bliss. Om Dvo Shanti Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapa Shanti Roshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishve Deva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarve Shanti Shanti Deva Shanti Sama Shanti Vedi Om Shanti 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 Om. May peace radiate the whole sky as well as the first ethereal space everywhere. May peace reign all over the earth, in water, in all herbs, trees, creepers. May peace flow over the whole universe. May there always exist all peace, only peace, everywhere. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Samaste Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samaste Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
Sai Ram.
Sai
Sai Ram.
Om Sri Sai Ram, loving pranams at the lotus feet of our most dear Lord Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Varu. It is indeed a matter of great blessing, honor, and privilege for me to profusely thank and offer our heartfelt gratitude to the noble couple Srimati Shyamali Ghosh ji and Shri Shyamal Ghosh ji for generously sparing their valuable time and for sharing their valuable learnings and wisdom earned over years and years of sadhana and dedicated service at the lotus feet of our dear Lord Sai. On behalf of all the participants, on behalf of Sri Satya Sai Samyukta Shruti Shreni of Sri Satya Sai Seva Organization, India, I thank them for such a thought-provoking lecture filled with ancient wisdom and modern science. Your lecture on the protection of environment is filled with Vedic hymns from Aitreya Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, Krishna Yajurveda, Isavashopanishad, Bhumi Suktam from Atharva Veda, mantras from Rig Veda, Atharva Veda, Yajurveda, Purusha Suktam, Gayatri Mantra, etc. These mantras were aptly interfaced with the messages from Swami's divine discourses, Swami's life, and Swami's dialogues with his students. Further, Sri Shyamalji has meticulously brought in the science and technological thought to bring home the Vedic wisdom and its great relevance to our day-to-day life. And thereby, he once again reiterated the fact that Vedas are the very foundation of our culture and spirituality. You both took us deep into the Vedic repositories and helped us to have glimpses of precious pearls that show us the way of protecting the environment of our planet. Here is a quick recall of some of the important messages from your very, very precious and valuable talk. You started on the note that nature is more progressive than man. To protect nature, man has to make use of it within its limits. The need of the hour for the protection of environment is the total change in our outlook, a wholesome approach, and a holistic view. You reminded us on Swami's message. If the injunctions given in the Vedas are followed by mankind, then they will be free from afflictions. The welfare and the prosperity of the world is dependent on the Vedas and our respect for the same. You have reminded us that the natural calamities like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, droughts, floods, etc., are the consequences of our reckless exploitation of natural resources. Sri Shyamalji has elaborated on how to participate in bringing cosmic harmony. Here, he has explained to us on the transition of planet Earth from pale orange dot to the present day Earth. Srimati Shyamalaji explained to us how the Panchabhutani, space, earth, water, fire, and air, constitutes the very environment, richly quoting the mantras from Aitreya Upanishad. She has highlighted that Paryavaranam includes Panchabhutas, all the living creatures, plant kingdom, etc., and their interrelations and interactions. Here, she also reminded us on the Swami's message that one should treat nature like a friend, respect nature like a mother, obey nature like a father, and play like a child. From the ancient times, out of great reverence, natural elements are respected as deities. The concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, treating all as one single family, has been advocated from ancient times. To drive home this message, Madam took us to the notion of the cosmic creation by quoting mantras from Purusha Suktam, Aitreya Upanishad, etc. She also aptly reminded us that the root cause of environmental problems is man's greed. The world has enough for our need, but not for our greed. She then took us to Swami's message that sealing on desires is essential to protect nature. Simple living and high thinking is the motto of Vedic life. Madam then elaborated on Panchabhutas with apt mantras from different Vedas, Upanishads, Brahmanas, and Aranyakas. For instance, here she reminded us on how Mother Earth is worshipped by quoting the mantra Samudra Vasane Devi Parvata Sthanamandale, so on. She also told us how unmindful mining, devouring of forests can lead to calamities, and this has also been mentioned in Atharva Veda. She reminded us on the 5 forms of water. She talked about water pollution and reminded us that Swami's life is his message, with his message on not to waste water. How Swami's life has conveyed this message, she has explained to us. She later explained to us on how Agni or Tejas or heat or sun destroys harmful bacteria, both visible and invisible. She later took us how Vayu is verily prana. Here she quoted Vriksha Upanishad to drive home Dasaputra Samadruham, how one tree is like 10 suns. She then tried to drive home the importance of yajna and its benefits. While talking about Akasha, space, Madam elaborated on how Veda Swara cleanses sound pollution. She took us to the crown of all Vedic mantras, Gayatri Mantra, and explained to us on its power to heal body, mind, soul, and atmosphere. Later, Sri Shyamalji provided a wonderful scientific explanation to Vedas and its connection to environment. He also shared with us research insights from India and elsewhere on Vedas and environment. Here, he emphasized on how yagnas with proper chanting and intonation is important, and on how the offerings like ghee, cow dung cakes in yagna have positive and purification effects. He also explained to us the effect of sound of conch shells, and also provided a scientific explanation, the two ways to remove the particulate suspensions in air. He also provided some idea about neo-energetic changes that happen in the air around the ceremonial places and how beneficial they are for us. He also here related the episode how Yagnahotras in Bhopal way back in 1984 were saved from the dire consequences during the gas leakage accident. Later, Srimati Shyamalaji explained to us on Panchamaha Yagnas and their importance, and appealed to us to invoke the blessings of Panchabhutas through the powerful Madhuvata Suktam and the message from Bhumi Suktam to reiterate the importance of the need for the transformation from within. Finally, Madam, you took us to the divine message, love all, serve all, and link this wonderful message to the messages from Vedas and Upanishads. In particular, you recalled Eko Vashi Sarvabhutantaratma Ekam Rupam Bahuda Yah Karoti, and so on. And you aptly reminded us on Swami's words that I separated myself of myself to love myself. Sarvam Brahmamayam. Having said all this through your wonderful lecture, you brought home the message on how to care for life, how to have concern for nature, how to respect all creation, and what it means to wish Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu through the lens of Vedic wisdom on nature, environment, and its protection. I once again take this opportunity to profusely thank both Srimati Shyamalaji and Sri Shyamali Ghosh ji for generously sharing their wonderful learnings which they have obtained through the dedicated services of the lotus feet for a very long time. And I thank on behalf of Sri Satyasai Samyukta Sruti Sheni and Satyasai Seva organization, and on behalf of all the participants, on behalf of Sri Satyasai Seva organization, we pray to Bhagavan to bless the noble couple and their family, and to bless them with the strength and the grace to carry forward their services in the manner they have been rendering at the lotus feet forever, and dedicate their lives for the service of Bhagwan, Sri Sathya Sai Baba Varu and his divine mission. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshak Bhakta Jana Samrakshak Pati Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Shashivadana Shrikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Sarva Pranapate Ashrita Kalpalatika Ashrita Kalpalatika Apatandhava Om Jai Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Daivamu Mariyantayu Nive Swami Mariyantayu Nive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagenda Shayana Om Jai Jagadish Hare Omkara Rupa Ojasvi Sai Mahadeva Satya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Arati Anduko Mangala Arati Anduko Mandala Giridhari Om Jai Jagadish Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti